Right, this is a really trivial story. It's a really trivial story that's a sort of like consumer relations story. And the only reason I'm talking about it at all is the fact that it was shared to a friend's wall, and I think the friend was thinking he was doing a bit of an anti-SGW type shtick, but really it's not that sort of thing. It's a housewife complaining about service she received in Sainsbury's. Really, SGW about that. Housewives complain because they've got a lot of time on their hands. Mason, 3, gender shame for choosing frozen Kinder Egg in Hull Sainsbury's. Because my natural response was to go, why would you choose a frozen egg? Surely you want one that's been stored at room temperature so that it's not too hard to bite into. I realise it's the Disney film Frozen doll. I'm not happy about the term gender shamed, because he really isn't shamed for his gender, he's shamed for his choices. And this isn't a new thing, is it? I mean, you remember it being in the playground and being told, you have a girl's bike. But he's only 3, bless him. And he hasn't been potty trained yet. He's still going through potty training. And as you see, he's not been brought up a girl. He's wearing a perfectly boyish top there, the green skull on. You can't get more boyish than a green skull, can you? And I'm sure he's going to climb trees and scrape his knees and enjoy Star Wars just like a healthy boy would. Right, upset. Mason Houghton's mum has accused a Sainsbury's cashier of gender shaming her son. That's the real problem I have with this. Her aspect is the fact she uses this phrase gender shaming. I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, the mother of a 3-year-old boy has accused a Sainsbury's cashier of gender shaming her son after he chose a girl's frozen Kinder Surprise egg over a boy's Marvel Superheroes one. Mum Charlotte Houghton of Willoughby took son Mason to Sainsbury's local in Hull Road, Anlaby. I don't know why we're naming and shaming that particular branch, because this is a fairly widespread and commonplace occurrence that this is just like a minor example of, which makes it seem odd to me that it was worth going to the news about. To choose a little treat for doing well with his potty training. She said Mason loves Kinder Surprise eggs and always chooses the pink frozen one because he likes the figures which are found inside the egg, including characters Anna, Elsa and Olaf. He has never chosen the blue Marvel Superheroes egg. However, Mrs. Houghton says she was left embarrassed at the till after the cashier loudly said to her son, "You've got a girl's one." Yeah, I'm not surprised he's not really into superheroes yet. He's only 3 years old. 3 years old is too young to be into superheroes. And really, superhero comics are quite sophisticated. You don't really want to have to dumb them down for 3-year-olds anyway. I don't know why Marvel tries to market their characters to kids so young. Not that they specifically are, because there's no age range on Kinder Surprise. In fact, Kinder Surprise, I think it's 36 months and up, so he's actually too young for Kinder Surprise anyway, as well as being too young for Marvel. She said when she told the woman Mason liked the frozen ones, she replied in a shocked tone, "Oh!" Then went on to explain how the Marvel superheroes Kinder Surprise eggs are the ones for boys. Mrs. Houghton, a mother of 2, said, "I've heard of comments being made to parents before, but this is the first time I've personally experienced gender shaming. I was really taken aback by it. I then found myself explaining to her while she was beeping the others items through. I was saying he likes the frozen ones and he always chooses it because of the figures, so that's what he's getting. I was mumbling on because I felt guilty, like I was doing wrong. And I thought, what am I doing? Why am I trying to explain? It's got nothing to do with her." Which I agree, it has nothing to do with her. So I'm listening to this again. I mean, so is that the fact that your son's being shamed for liking girls' things, or that you've been shamed for being a bad parent that makes you feel uncomfortable? Of course, they're both true. She is being shamed for being a bad parent, and her son is also shamed for being like a girl. Is the latter, of course, we're more concerned with, because she's an adult. She should be able to look after herself. Yeah, I know. We all get shamed in one way or another, and it is a battle to overcome that, isn't it? And build a sort of level of self-faith, really. It's faith in oneself. That means that other people can't shame you. Because otherwise we really are like the two, the grandfather and his grandson who are walking the donkey, and they walk through various villages. Every village there's something wrong. Either why is he not letting that little boy ride on the donkey? And then why is that little boy being so selfish? He's not letting his grandfather ride on a donkey. And then why are they making that poor donkey suffer under two people? That's far too much weight for a donkey. I don't know if you're familiar with that story, but that's a story that kind of indicates what happens if we try and please people in society. If we worry, if we let ourselves get shamed by people. Which is why I'm not actually too worried about her being shamed for being a bad parent, because actually, all parents get that. And we get it constantly, don't we? Through the media and through the sort of herd generally. I think that's particularly problematic. Actually, use the word problematic. I'm not going to be shamed out using the word problematic. I use it like. It only means creating a problem. It does create a problem. I'm about to talk about the problem it creates. Don't shame me out of saying the word problematic. Yes, so I've got a math can looking at you. He's slightly. Where did I get to? Oh yeah, something problematic with dads, because there's so few of us. I mean, if you are a stay-at-home father, not only there's so few of us, but we don't have a network. Women network, don't they? They're really good at networking. And so we're not there to support each other and go, yeah, I mean, you do the right thing. And people really line up to shame dads about their parenting. And there's very little in the way of a dad support network. Right, putting that to one side for a moment. Yeah, but he's 3 years old. He's really susceptible to shame, because he doesn't know what's right and wrong yet. He hasn't worked it all out. So people keep telling him things like, you can't like that, that's for girls. That would really affect him. So I am feeling protective towards the boy. I say we. I haven't been a stay-at-home father for something like 12 years now. So when I say we, I'm not talking about myself. So we, I don't belong to. Should really say they. But still feeling some solidarity to other stay-at-home fathers. Also, now we can actually have a look at the Kinder eggs, and you can see the one that everyone's talking about as being pink is actually lilac. I don't know why they keep referring to it as pink. This pink one, it's not pink. It's pastel. This is a pastel colour that makes it supposedly girly. This is a pastel colour. And of course, pastel is associated with being very young as well. Pastel colours are babyish colours. We do nurseries in pastel colours. That's kind of why I think his choice was age appropriate. I think that's more significant, really. And that age, I think his choice of going for a Disney film was age appropriate. And I think the sort of tradcon element in the SJWs panics that if boys start choosing girls' toys, that it's going to lead to some sort of sexual deviancy. I think actually the opposite is true. I think trying to police what they choose is going to actually more likely to lead to some sort of complex. Not for boys, says the caption, the pink frozen Kinder egg and the blue marble egg. Marble egg is clearly blue. Frozen one is clearly lilac. I don't know why I keep calling it pink. I'm sure she meant no harm by her comments, but I can't understand this divide of boys and girls' toys. Personally, I think we should encourage our children to play with any toys that they want, as long as they're safe. Mrs. Houghton, a location agent from Willoughby, said she always encouraged her eldest Oliver, 10, and Mason to play with toys of their choice. Now, growing up, I didn't really get much gender shaming because first it was the 70s and there wasn't a major gender divide in toys. And in fact, one of the few things I remember sort of being gender shamed over was my Star Wars toys, Star Wars figures that my father thought were dolls because he grew up at a time before action figures existed. Action figures didn't come into existence until 1964. And so as far as he was concerned, the fact that I had figures, particularly Princess Leia was one of them, was me playing with dolls, rather than the fact that I was playing with, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and stuff. And it wasn't until I was a grown-up that I saw something that I liked, a franchise that I really liked, being marketed specifically as being for girls, and it was Bagpuss. Because I loved Bagpuss as a kid, and Bagpuss was completely non-gendered. There's all Oliver Postgate products. There's a reason why I nicked the name Postgate, because I'm a big fan of Oliver Postgate. They're all fairly gender neutral. There's nothing gendered about either the engine or Bagpuss or any of that. She said, if he'd wanted a pram, I would let him have one. It wouldn't make him any less of a boy. We've got a kitchen at home and they like playing with the trolleys. I just found it really bizarre that she thought it was okay to comment and say that to my son. It has nothing to do with her. This is reiterated. This is the most relevant part of the story. It has nothing to do with her. I agree. And you see the toys in the background there. It's not like they're forcing him to only play with girls' toys. He's got a couple of trucks there. I think he's got some bricks or something. I think this is always the worry that comes from the sort of tradcon side, is they think these are parents trying to gender bend their son. This boy has not been gender bent in any way. He has chosen fairy tales. Have you had any fairy tales? When did fairy tales become gendered? When we were growing up as kids, fairy tales were all pretty interchangeable, weren't they? There wasn't an idea that fairy tales belonged to one gender or another. It's purely the marketing, and it's kind of sheepy to just go along with the marketing, I think. If it had been a new mum who was upset by it, it could have really knocked their confidence and made them question themselves. Mrs. Houghton posted about experiences in the whole Mummy Friends group on Facebook. She said, I posted about it to see what other mummies thought. Sorry, other mummies. It's a bit weird, isn't it? You realise you're talking to an adult. You're talking to the press, which I assume are adults, and you're an adult, and you're talking about other adults. You don't have to call them mummies. Mummies is what you call them to a child. They're mothers. They're mothers. Why would you say mummies? It's strange, isn't it? I told my husband, but he just looked at me blank. Now, I find this quite weird. I'd be a bit upset if somebody was telling my son that he was like a girl. I'd be starting to say, you can't say that about my son. And he just looks at her blankly, doesn't seem to care. Then we don't know how she delivered the story, do we? She might not have given him the pertinent points. I don't know. That's why I love the groups. You can get good advice from other mums. Ferrero, the Italian company which produces the chocolate eggs, has stressed the eggs are not meant to be gender specific. The spokeswoman said, the frozen Kinder Surprise egg is part of the pink and blue range that offers different branded toy ranges in pink or blue coloured eggs. The frozen egg is pink. It's lilac. However, Ferrero doesn't advocate or promote Kinder Pink and Blue as a gender-specific product, and they are not labelled for girls or boys. They're being completely disingenuous here, because, well, not disingenuous. Disingenuous means I'm naive. They're not being naive, they're being dishonest. They're being completely dishonest here, because they know full well they're marketing at gender. They're marketing the pink ones to girls and the blue ones to boys. They know full well that. They know what those colours mean. Not that it is pink, it's lilac. They haven't chosen to do Warner Brothers characters or Harry Potter characters. Yeah, they've specifically chosen 2 franchises which are clearly associated with the 2 genders. 2, they've chosen 2. It's not like they've got a range of different characters that are somewhere on a masculine versus feminine continuum. They've chosen 2 particular franchises, and the particular franchises that are quite polarized, certainly in terms of marketing, on the gender continuum. As I say, there was a lot of things that they could have chosen that would have been, as I say, more 60-40 and less 90-10 in terms of the balance between the genders. 90%, girls are 90% of the time they're going to go for the Frozen, and boys are going to go for Frozen 10% of the time, and with Marvel it's flipped, right? Whereas there are franchises like Harry Potter where it would be 60-40, 60% of the kids going for that would be boys and 40% would be girls. Or Adventure Time, and my kids love Adventure Time, which actually does, I think it overdoes it myself in terms of trying to appeal to the girlier demographic. I mean, why are there so many characters in this? Princesses. I know, they're not like standard princesses, but why are so many of the characters in this? There's not seen that many female characters that are just ordinary people, which tends to be the difference, isn't it? That girls' franchises tend to be full of girls that are princesses, whereas more masculine franchises seem to be full of girls that are just girls. Like Gwen 10, she's not a princess, she's just Gwen, isn't she? But anyway, Adventure Time would have been one that would have been perfectly gender neutral that you could have bunged in there. They didn't. They chose two extremes, and they made it 2. So a range of 2 kind of forces you to go, oh, it's either that one or oh, I see, it relates to my genitals in some way. Some way this Kinder Egg relates to my genitals. Investigation: the cashier has been accused of gender shaming a 3-year-old boy. Kinder Surprise Pink and Blue eggs help parents navigate the toy ranges on offer and make purchasing decisions based on what is most relevant to their child as an individual. Feedback from parents shows that they welcome this approach. I think they're probably not fussed about the approach, quite frankly. I mean, it's not difficult to negotiate, or sorry, navigate is the word. It's not difficult to navigate between the toy ranges on offer. There's 2 on offer, and they're right next to each other in the in the confectionery section of the garage. I mean, it's just a garage. It doesn't really need much navigation. It doesn't really need much help. I like the way that they're kind of implying that parents are idiots. Oh, we're going to make it really easy for them. We're going to make it easy for them to navigate. Because if we had 4 or 5 choices, they'd be going, yeah, what do I really want? It's sort of like saying, oh, choice is a really negative thing because it takes up too much of people's time. They're going, Yeah, how much do I really want now? No, we want to keep it easy. We want to keep it an easy two-choice, and you don't even have to think about it. You just have to go, oh yeah, I'm male. I go for the... What is he? Is he a boy or a girl? I'll give him the marble one, he's a boy. Rather than going, what does he like? Rather than having to ask that question, what does he like? What do you like? Do you prefer Batman or do you prefer Doctor Who? That would be too difficult. That would be too difficult. That would be too difficult to navigate. Giving choices would be too difficult to navigate. We want to reduce your choices down to something where you don't even have to toss a coin. You just have to need to check your pants. That's what you're saying when you're saying it's easy to navigate. Yeah, it's not about choice, is it? It's anti-choice. It's about not giving choices. That's what it's about. A spokeswoman for Sainsbury's said they're investigating the incident, but need to get more information before they can comment properly. She said we would encourage Charlotte to contact us directly so we can get to the bottom of what happened. Yeah, Charlotte. That would have been the first place to go, not the national press. It is a trivial story. I'm surprised the press want to run it, actually, quite frankly. I know it's a local paper. I'm reading from a local newspaper, but it's made the Telegraph, and it made the Daily Mail, and it made the Sun. So, probably made the Metro as well, because anything that appears in the Daily Mail appears in the Metro. So yeah, it did make national press. National press! Yeah, it's absurd. But what a slow news day. You go, oh, we'll run this. And yeah, why go to the news rather than complaining to the branch? But I do think the cashier is a stupid woman. And I think my friend was kind of going, oh, they've done nothing wrong. I mean, they have. You wouldn't do this to an adult, would you? As an adult, I went into Waterstones and I bought a copy of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. They wouldn't say, oh, sir, are you aware that's a woman's book? They would just assume that I knew what I wanted. Similarly, if I went into the supermarket and bought a salad, you go, so do you realise the salads are for ladies? There's no specific reason why Frozen needs to be for girls. Let's say it's fairy tales. It's got talking animals in it. When I was young, it was things that were really, really specifically gendered, that were gendered. It was like dolls and crowns. You kind of knew that was for girls. And things like Action Man were definitely for boys. But everything in between was kind of left ambiguous so that children had their own choices. I was in a toy shop the other day and I was looking for a birthday present for my niece. And there was a woman that came in there and she said to the assistant, I'm looking for something for a girl of 5. She said, well, what's she like? She said, oh, I don't know. Why are you buying her a gift then? Why are you buying a gift for a child you don't know? Why don't you know? Why don't you know what she likes? Perhaps that would be the better gift for a child, is to get to know them as a human being. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you're an aunt, you don't particularly know. You have to get a gift because it's kind of an expectation upon you as a relative to get a gift. You don't really know the child. But why do you think the assistant's going to know the child better than you do? Alright, so who I want to advocate for here is the boy himself. I think it's really odd that the mother went straight to the press for this story, and by dramatising it, if she's worried about her son being uncomfortable, dramatising it by going to the press has probably made it worse. She should have taken out with the cashier. This doesn't change the fact that I think the cashier is a stupid woman. I think the sort of trad-conish response to this, that they're obviously worried about some sort of gender bending, is not helpful either, because the boy in question, that's his choices. If you're going to give him a complex, tell him the things he likes of the girls. That's going to make him question himself. That's more likely to cause some sort of gender dysphoria, is constantly telling children that their choices are wrong, rather than trusting them. As I say, I think this boy's going to grow up to be a normal, healthy boy. I think, as long as he's not made the battleground between differing, not even differing ideologies. I mean, the marketing is purely cynical. It's the idea that you can sell more if you target demographics. I think that if you do, I mean, by saying, oh, that's for girls, you're really cutting off a percentage of your potential marketplace. Unless there is a marketplace that is so proud of being a girl that they will only buy something if it is clearly marked as for girls. Possibly that is the case. I've noticed this pinkification as being something that wasn't around in the 70s. It creeps in during the 80s, but it is just a slow creep during the 80s. And then it kind of gets carried away. By the noughties, it's completely carried away. And you have the pink aisle in Toys R Us is excessively pinkified. And you have second wave feminists like Germaine Greer saying this may be a reaction to a certain kind of feminism. I don't think that is what it is. I think it is actually not a backlash against, but a flow with a different brand of feminism, which was about a feminism that said that because you're a girl, you're special. Girl power and all that. Which means that girls are proud of being girls, so they like having things that badge them as girls. And say, if you look at the toys aisles in Toys R Us, the boys aisle isn't blue. It's all different colours. Whereas the girls aisle is very, very pink. And things are pink in the toy aisle that don't really make sense why they should be pink. Even if they make sense that they should be sort of like, even if they're girlier toys. You know, why is a cash register pink? Why is the cash register not grey? Cash registers are grey in real life, or they're beige. Cash registers in real life are very rarely pink. Houses, dolls' houses that are pink. Dolls' houses aren't pink. Why are dolls' houses pink? Dolls' houses surely should be a brick colour. Or white with red roofs. Or something. I feel sorry for this boy because he's kind of caught in the battleground. And he's caught in the battleground between two sides that are equally militant, I think. I do think, what a stupid woman. Why would you have to interfere? Why would you say to the child, oh, you've chosen a girl's toy, are you sure? Are you sure you want that? I'm making out that he's a weirdo when he's only 3 years old. So I'm not liking the cashier. I'm not sure I'm liking the mother. First, I'm not liking the fact she's using the phrase gender shaming. He's not being shamed for his gender. He's being shamed for his choices. His gender. His gender is still male. He's still male. And by the looks of him, he's still quite masculine. He's got shaggy hair. He's got a green skull on his t-shirt. As I say, I'm sure he's going to climb trees and scrape his knees and all that sort of thing. He just likes fairy tales because they're magic. And he's free. And there's a talking snowman in it. You know, you can understand the appeal of a talking snowman. And trolls, there were trolls in it as well, aren't there? I haven't seen Frozen. Saw Tangled, it was alright. Tangled's very interesting, actually. If there's a target demographic for Tangled, it's teenage girls, actually, because it's a teenage girl story. As I say, what I mean when I say that is, it's a story about transition from adolescence to womanhood, which is a very strange topic for a children's film, really. It's a film about losing your virginity, Tangled. If you actually read between the lines and look at what the story is actually about, and I thought, that's going to go over the kids' heads. Kids aren't going to get that. I'm getting that as an adult. I'm just going, hey, this is a story about losing your virginity. It's a very strange topic for a children's film. Okay, I'm going to have to back that up. It's because it goes over the kids' heads that they can get away with it, obviously, because it would be an inappropriate topic for a kids' film. But yeah, there's a conversation there between the mother and the Rapunzel. She's not really her mother; she's a stepmother. And in fairy tales, being a stepmother means you can be a bit more demonic than a real mother. So the demonic side of motherhood is represented by stepmothers generally in fairy tales. And she has a conversation with Rapunzel where she says, if you give him your treasure, he'll lose all interest in you. And we go, oh, I see. If you give him your treasure, I see what that's referring to. It's not subtly coded. And at the end, her hair changes from blonde to brunette. Now, blonde is a hair colour associated with innocence because it's I forget the word now, neonatal colour of hair. Blonde is a neonatal hair colour. And brunette then is a hair colour associated with maturity. So there's a clear idea that the sacrifice she makes for him, which is cutting off her hair, also causes her to transfer from being a child to being an adult. And the stepmother is afraid of her making the transition into adulthood because if her daughter is an adult, if she's the mother to an adult, she's no longer a woman in her prime. She becomes a has-been. She becomes old. Her youth depends on her daughter staying childlike. Basically, that's what the film's about, and that's why she's a controlling mother. Yeah, so it's about gaining independence from your parents, and it's also about seeing boys for the first time, despite all the warnings. I mean, actually, there are parallels between Tangled and Company of Wolves. It's Company of Wolves for kids. But then it's kind of strange because you think, well, why do kids need to be told that story? They're too young for that story to be of any value to them. So I think, yeah, there's something. Tangled's a good film to watch as an adult because you get nuances about what the story's about that you don't get when you're a kid. Maybe it's just as well. Otherwise, it would be unsuitable for kids. If you could get what the story was as a kid, it would be unsuitable for kids. So the only reason it is suitable for kids is because the actual themes of the story will go right over their heads. Yeah, I think it's odd. When I was a kid, Disney was not gendered in the way it is today. There was no such thing as Disney Princess franchise. We had Disney comics, I think it was called Disney Time or something, and all the Disney characters were in there. There was no segregation at all. You could have the Seven Dwarfs and Bambi on one page, and then you would have Robin Hood and Merlin and Jungle Book on the next. And now I found photographic evidence of the comic I had in my memory. It was called Disneyland, not Disney Time. And I know that because this Snow White one here is the exact issue I remember owning as a child. And it had all the Disney characters in there. There was no distinction. You didn't feel that certain characters belonged to girls and certain characters belonged to boys. It was shared. Now it's obviously market led. I'm not going to blame the marketing board of Disney. Well, Disney maybe. Disney's quite powerful. I'm not going to blame the marketers, because I don't think it is just the marketers. At some point, they discovered that they were making more money if they segregated their toys and segregated their products. But as I say, you look at the boys' aisles. The boys' aisles are not blue. The boys' aisles, if you look at all the toys in the boys' aisle, the Harry Potter are in brown and burgundy because Hogwarts is brown, and the colour of Gryffindor is burgundy. Ben 10 is in green because the Omnitrix is green. Skeletor's is in red and black, I think. Red's speed, I suppose. Black because that's the colour of the track. The colour of the boys' toys is relevant to the product that's within the box. The girls' aisle's very, very pink. So it's the girls that are choosing the pink. All the gender segregation is to market to the girls, because the girls specifically want things that are badged as girls' things. So there must be some girl pride going on, because they are buying their gender, whereas the boys are not buying their gender, they're buying whatever the product is, whether it's Harry Potter or Ben 10 or racing cars or whatever. They're still concerned with the product, even though that product is one that is particularly masculine. They're still not buying the gender itself. They're still buying whatever it is they like. The girls are definitely buying the gender. They really like the idea of being a girl. And of course, this didn't exist before the second wave of feminism had completed its task. I think it's a product of feminism. I think that whole pinkification is a product of feminism. And now, of course, the feminists are now up in arms about it. If feminism was genuinely if feminism genuinely was liberating women, then after all these years, you'd think that what women had is what women wanted. So that if girls really do want pink, then the fact that there wasn't that much pink on the market back in the 70s is obviously a sign of some kind of oppression, maybe. I don't think it is that. I'm kind of being tongue-in-cheek there. I don't think that is what it is. I think what it is a sense of superiority that has been conferred upon girls, and consequently they really value the pink, because the pink represents being a girl, and being a girl is something they're very, very proud of. And if they're avoiding the boys' toys, it's not because they're blue, because they're not blue. It's not because they're marked as boys' toys, because they're not marked as boys' toys. The pink is very much there to say to the boys, hands off. But there is nothing saying to the girls, hands off, apart from the fact that it's for boys, and therefore it's stupid and smelly, perhaps, and rough. No, I think the pinkification is a product of feminism, and traditionalists support it because they go, "Oh, it's always been this way." It hasn't always been this way. They'll say, "You look back at the 70s, it wasn't this way. You look back at the 60s and the 50s, it wasn't this way. This is new. It's a new thing. And it does give great opportunity to shame boys out of liking the things that they like. He's only liking fairy tales, crying out loud. In fact, what a terrible double whammy for him. I'm surprised his father's not more angry. His husband just looks at her blankly when she tries to complain. He doesn't get it. Why is she upset? He should be upset. Your son's been told that he's like a girl for liking what he likes. And it doesn't end here, because he's going to be shamed now for liking girls' things. And then he's going to get older. And the same people that have created the demand for pink by telling girls that being a girl makes them special and makes them superior, and they're going to shame being masculine. He's in the trash compactor because he can't be okay with what he is. One way or the other, he can't be okay with what he is. He can't be okay with what he is because boys are stupid and smelly, throw rocks at them. And he can't like the things that he likes because he's told they're girly. One way to think about this is, if there's anything worse than being a peasant, it's being a peasant that tries to act like royalty. And that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing with boys, is they're all peasants. But if they're peasants that try to act like royalty, then they're even worse than a peasant. It seems really feminist to be against the massive gendering of toys, but I think we should be, actually. I'm all in favour of the Let Children Be Children campaign. I agree with it. I don't think they'd agree with me of what the root cause is. I think the root cause is girl power type feminism and a little bit of misandry thrown in. But that aside, I don't think kids should be made to feel ashamed of the choices they make, especially when we had the luxury of having far more choices when we were kids, because there was no such thing as a Disney princess franchise. It was Disneyland. And we didn't have colour coding to inform us of what we're supposed to like. We made up our own mind what we liked. And if the Tradcons are right about there being gender bending as a result of the removal of this, what the hell are you worried about? If you think it's all innate, we're going to make the right choices anyway, aren't we? We don't need the labels to tell us what choices we make. And if masculinity or femininity is innate, we're going to make the right choices anyway. Like I say, I'm sure this boy's going to climb trees and scrape his knees and do all the boyish stuff that a boy should do. He's only liking fairy tales, for heaven's sake. Yeah, I think the reason the mother went to the press really was because she wants to raise awareness. I don't know if she's been an attention seeker, or if she is seeking attention for the cause. I mean, she might be seeking attention for the cause rather than for herself. I think it's rather a shame that he's being the ball in this particular battle between the two groups. That she was worried about him being shamed in a supermarket in Hull, and then she's created the opportunity for him to be nationally shamed in the press, although the story in the press is kind of on his side. People are going to see him in the press and they go, oh, you're the boy that bought the frozen egg. Yeah, if she was worried about him being shamed, then going to the national press probably wasn't the best idea. So many people to not be happy with here. I'm not happy with Kinder in the first place for creating this whole stupid bloody gender dichotomy in how they market their eggs. What was wrong with the old Kinder eggs anyway? Where they were all orange. What's wrong with that? So I'm not happy with Kinder for treating the situation the best way. I'm not happy with the cashier for shaming the boy. I'm not happy with the mother making it a national press story in order to further the campaign, even though the campaign is one I support. I kind of think, yeah, but remember he's a 3-year-old boy. I'll say it to all of them. He's all 3 of them. I want to say it to bloody Kinder, and I want to say it to the father as well. Why do you not care? Why are you not pissed off with the cashier yourself? Why are you not pissed off with the cashier? You should be pissed off with the cashier. So yeah, I'm only sticking up for the boy. Don't care about any of the other characters in the story. I do kind of think I do dislike the way parents are shamed the whole time. But I don't think it should have been made a national story. But it's that whole thing of you have to tell a human interest story if anyone's get interested in the cause. People aren't interested in statistics. And statistics can be used to lie anyway. In fact, Sainsbury's are protecting themselves as a statistic there, aren't they? They're saying, oh, we find most of our customers are happy with this. Well, you've done a survey in which there were probably 4 options on a list. Am I really, really pissed off? Am I not bothered one way or the other? And do I think it's good, or do I think it's very good? And then you've taken anyone that hasn't said I'm completely pissed off and said, yeah, these are people that are happy. You've taken 3 out of the 4 options and said these people are happy. I bet that's how the survey went. I've seen these marketing surveys go. So yeah, it's all bloody silly. And then I'm not happy with my friend either saying that. I think the cashier did nothing wrong. Yeah, she did do something wrong. There's absolutely no reason why you need to say, do you want a boy's toy or a girl's toy? Oh, but you've chosen the girl's toy. That's wrong. There's no need to do that. You just say, do you want Frozen or do you want Marvel superheroes? You don't need to bloody bring in to it what gender he is. Just let him choose what he wants to choose. And don't make a drama out of it. Don't make a big deal out of it. Stupid woman. I do think it would be good if it was demonstrated that there was a market for less gendered toys. I don't have a problem with the mother making a complaint. I think the mother should make a complaint. And I do think the extremes that have gone to in the gendering of toys over the last 3 decades or so is absurd, and it really is unfair to children, particularly boys actually, because I think playing with a girl's toy, there's far more shame attached to playing with a girl's toy than there is playing with a boy's toy. Playing with a girl's toy is kind of like having airs and graces, isn't it? Whereas playing with a boy's toy is roughing it. I was talking about this about the clothing as well. The reason why it's alright for women to wear men's clothes, and when men wear women's clothes it's a bit odd, is because when a woman wears men's clothes, she's dressing down. She's making herself more casual. Whereas when a man dresses in women's clothing, he's dressing up. He's making himself less casual. He's making himself more elaborate, which suggests that he's got pretensions and ideas above his station. Alright, well, remember this is just one blind man reporting on the nature of elephants. Other opinions are available. Cheerio.